Today we're looking at something moist and smelly in the Mk5 GTI. So guys, as you probably saw in the walk around video that was up previously, there's a really bad smell in the car that smelled like someone had smoked 50 cigarettes a day in there, and it also smelled really damp. Now I think we've established the source of the problem. So we had the spare wheel out, and hang on a minute, let's switch cameras and you can see what we've found. So we've had the spare wheel out. It's been raining quite heavily in Sheffield the past couple of days. Yeah, this is soaked. This is like absolutely drenched. It looks like it's running all the way somewhere down there, really. But I'm pretty certain that that's the cause of the damp smell. The boot carpet was soaking wet as well. It's the bottom of the boot liner a little bit damp. That is, well, super wet. So it's time to try and figure out what's going on. I did change. I had a bulb out, which we saw on the first drive video. That was just a brake bulb. Took that out, replaced it. That seems to work all right. But when we had the light off, there was a load of crap in all of these seals, and it looked like it was just running down behind the light. So there was loads of dirt that had just pulled up, kind of at the bottom here, when I took the light off. So I think maybe there's a vent down behind, under here, that maybe have got clogged up. Yeah, look, it's really wet down there. At the back of the light was all wet. Look, you can actually see a little pool of water in there, so who knows. We'll go around, check all these seals, and then we'll probably get the back bumper off and just check if everything's all right under there. So to remove the back bumper on a Mk5 GTI is a pretty simple process. The rear lights have to come out, which are just attached with a few screws on the inside of the boot. Once both of those are out, you can then take off the bumper. It's easier with two people, but you can manage it with one. Just give it a little wiggle once you've got all the screws out, and it should come off. And big up to my dad for his selection in footwear. So this is the rear vent on the driver's side, and that seal is just absolutely soaking wet. You can almost wring it out. So we're thinking that maybe that's causing it to fill up and leak all in the bottom of the boot, but it doesn't explain why it runs all the way down into these gaps here. So we've gone down and resealed all of this air vent, which was stuck open down here. So hopefully that should maybe solve the problem. We've cleaned up all the water, gone behind, checked all of these panels here, taken all of this off. All seems nice and dry behind there. Took off the crash bar bolts, just put a bit of sealant in there just to make sure that it wasn't running under there. And we'll just have to see how we go, I think, really. We'll get the boot trim off and just double check that it's not coming from the wash, from the rear wiper. We've sealed up those wire runs as well. So I think I've got some LEDs for the back bumper, just because they're a bit dim and horrible. Put them on whilst the bumper's off, and then put it back together. So before we put it back together, I thought, you know what, let's jump in the boot and you can spray some water down those seals that we've just sealed up. As you can see, the issue wasn't solved, so it was back to the drawing board. But we had an idea that we think it might be. I think we've actually solved the issue now, or figure out where it's come from, and it is this here. Now, it's all been gobboed up previously. We've had the watering can on it and run water down them today. That was fine. and then we've actually poured it down the these boot seals, and it's all just come running in again. So we're gonna try and clean all that. We're gonna try and clean all that out, and we've got some jointing compound and leak sealer. And if that doesn't work, then we can go to Tiger Seal. But I mean, it's probably better just to buy a new one of these boot seals, but you know, it's like 40-50 quid. So I'm just gonna do what I really don't want to do and try and clear that up as best I can. Could be gonna take hours, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna clean that up, bang a load of that sealant on it, run some water over it, and hopefully that'll solve the boot issue, and then I can get rid of the smell in the car. So guys, unfortunately, extremely anticlimactic. After taking apart the entire rear end of the car, doing all of that sealing and everything like that, it actually turns out that the leaky boot issue was just caused by this boot seal. So we took all that off, gobboed it all up, and it actually solved the problem. And now we have a nice, dry boot carpet after a couple of days. So we'll leave it at that for this video. The next job will be to tackle the smell in the car, because it still absolutely friggin' stinks in there. Smelly. So I'm going to do a little bit of a series on that. I might put it all into one, might put it into a couple of clips. But we're going to do a few different methods like fog treatment and ozone, just to see if we can fully get rid of the smell and get that new car smell back again. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. All proceeds go back into the channel. Check out our merch in the description below, and I'll see you next time.